her focus was on what she was doing to her base. But again, she was not reaching out to her non-base. And I think because she wasn't allowing herself to believe the negative numbers. Because again, what happens is just like all salespeople, we get in a cocoon. We don't hear the real voices out there.
But I think that the entire campaign ignored two common human biases, cognitive biases. The first is the negativity bias, and that is that human beings have the tendency to, because of the way our brains are built, to find the negative in anything. I mean, it's just who we are. So, right. And that's why we survived. And the other problem that we have is psychological reactance. So if I tell you that you're wrong, you're going to tell me you're right. So when you call the people whose votes you want names, and you categorize them, and you call them things like deplorables, and you talk at them and tell them that they're wrong, arguing another person into believing they're wrong never works.
You could put half of Trump supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables.
And by the way, this happens in sales all the time. This is when, when a buyer gives a salesperson an objection, they start pushing at the salesperson. And Seth Godin said this is why people lie to us in sales, is because we do exactly the same thing to our buyers. And they shut up, they put their eyes down, and then deals stall. And you get that he's in a meeting, he's in a meeting, he's in a meeting. Well, what happened to Hillary was that all the voters that she wanted were in a meeting, and that meeting happened to be a voting booth, and they were voting for someone else.
Trump can get away with saying something like these people are deplorable. He could get away with labeling it because that's who he is. But Marco Rubio couldn't get away with that because it didn't look right, it didn't fit him. He's not used to busting chops and labeling people. And Hillary Clinton only labeled people in this campaign behind closed doors. It was overheard that she said deplorable. She didn't come out and say it because she had this very manufactured appeal that in a year where an outsider is going to have the room to run, which President Trump had.
And the point I want to make to sellers is, because I think the Democrats are incredible at show. You look at the conventions, their convention was awesome. You look at the videos of Hillary, you would think she was the sweetest, most innocent person ever, watching the history of her life and how she's helped everybody. They do all the glitz. They lost. The sales deal is won before the boardroom. It's in the discovery work and meeting different constituents and stakeholders and doing great discovery and building relationships and learning what people want, and then you can go in and I think the Democrats, the way this played out, they did a great job in the boardroom. They had all the glitz and all the video and all of Hollywood and the media that was complicit in helping them, and you know what? They all missed it. They didn't do good discovery with the American people.
Think about the sales rep who has the bucket of collateral that the marketing department has created, that's what buyers are supposed to want. And how many salespeople do you know who has said, screw that, I'm not paying attention to that, my buyer wants this, and they're closing deal after deal after deal after deal. And the marketing people are going, why aren't you using our stuff? And the salesperson says, it doesn't work. That's what Donald Trump said. He said to the marketing department, the Republican National Committee, your stuff doesn't work anymore. The people that I'm trying to get to buy, this is what they want, and this is what I'm going to talk about.
When was the last time you saw a Chevrolet in Tokyo? When do we beat Mexico at the border? They're laughing at us. They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime. They're rapists.
I don't think we can sit there and throw anything into, because again, it's a one-to-one transaction. One person voting for one person. Same thing as in sales.
It was emotion. Trump got people moved emotionally towards his direction for whatever reason it was. And Hillary was not able to get as many people in the right places to move that way.
The way that people vote is, I'm going to hang my hopes and my aspirations on one person, and I'm going to hang my fears on the other person. And both of the political parties do a terrific job driving a wedge between those issues for voters to say, this is the person you should fear, and I'm the person that most believes what you believe, and I'm the one you can hang your hopes and your dreams on.
There was a group of people who were saying, in your face, and they were poking someone in the eye. There were a group of people who were afraid. There were a group of people who were ideological. They were voting because it made them feel better.
There's a group of people who don't understand that their country doesn't look the way that it looked when they remember their country.
And I love this country. Thank you. Thank you very much.
The hope is that we can go back to what it once was. And so, as a realist and as somebody who studied politics for a long time, they're going to be disappointed because we won't go back to where we started. We're not going to go backwards, regardless of who the president is. But it was fear of what we see in the future, and it was hope that we can avoid that future. It's those two things together that caused people to choose to vote the way that they voted.